messages, hidden messages that were found by a woman who used to stay here. She was pregnant, just as I am. This is my belly. It's small, but my baby is big. I only document this so that later when I have the thing, no one's like, how did you not know? Like, no, I knew the whole time. The doctors just didn't, because they refused to acknowledge the hook effect, or how I have a hormonal imbalance that causes my HCG levels to probably be way higher than their tests are made to identify, and or I have high testosterone or prolactin levels, because I am still lactating even though I have not been breastfeeding. So once again, just the doctor's inability to believe what I am saying I am experiencing and then look into it a little further. Not only that, but I live in the state of Missouri where abortion laws are high, and being me with going with the fact that I had a loss and became pregnant during the loss, meaning 2 different gestations. One has not been viable, and there's another one that has been growing and healthy. If they see that on images, their usual procedure would be some kind of abortion procedure, which is illegal. So they couldn't do anything about it for me and refused to acknowledge it and just send me on my way. And luckily, I am not dead. So, rough world out here to be a woman. This energy world realism is different, and everything I ever spoke on, I kept confidence. I know I have something in store. God just wants to process elimination every single person trying to hang on one by one who thought they were going to be a part of my light. And God does everything for a reason. He knew some things I had to do for survival, and so did they. Using everything against me, trying to pin cases. They knew I had proof of obtaining smart. They hated the fact I could read in between the key lines of seeing the bigger picture. See, that's over with. They think my blessing is theirs. Nope. This time I'm being selfish. Hashtag sneak attack. Hashtag baby on board. I'd like to add that I have not read any of these. When I read these and video record it, it is the first time I am reading it, which shows how much I can be patient with myself. Like, they've just been sitting there and the curiosity is there, but it's like, no, I want the first time I read it to be on camera, because I always say something that just totally co-aligns with what I read, and then I'm like, I am seriously directed to do it a very certain and specific way, and I listen, obedient to a T. Now I'm gone with the wind. They'll never see me again, since they wanted to manipulate and keep lying on my name situations, make them wish they never did. Whole time my presence kept them alive. God was literally at the house, and they threw him out, laughed at him, mocked him, mimicked him, taking this kindness for weakness, confused on what person they really met, making it seem as if I was the point, but really the solution. They thought they knew something. My daddy ain't raised no fool. My daddy ain't raised no fool. On the flip side, our skin was so rich in chocolate, taking our organs to have our body parts because they couldn't reproduce. Instinctions, cavemen, crudes, they were all the movie. They were all they had left. Small town until they started keeping everything in the family, making siblings soon as young adults make. In the babies, they figured we Monday, first, brother, father, uncle, cousin, granddad, number 5 babies she'd name by her whole family. 9 months to 5 years, 9 to 5 job. Sick ones who used magic for manipulation instead of learning things in God's hands. They decided to make a abomination because they were chosen but frozen. Recycle Christians, Hebrew magic witches who rather their kids go through love to see the pain instead of allowing God to break their chain, forgiveness, but instead hashtag payback, and it also said hashtag unforgiveness, never forgetting hurting them, hashtag girl thinking they know more than a man because they are more forgiving, and showed a woman how a father will make his child a princess instead of happy wishing it was. Wake up, God shows your blessings of heaven. SMH, what's that stand for? Shaking my head. Jealous of men, thinking I should favor when the whole time I had her kingdom waiting, Egyptian, but she rather think she knew, so I let her do her, causing her to stay in hell. America, well, lost souls. Kansas, hidden. Egypt, sand under their soil. Tree that they didn't let grow. Quarter live. 25, our country. Taking your back to our own world, our country. And then there's some math here. 10 plus 4 equals 14. 9 plus 5 equals 14. Over and over out. 28 down to 10. 10 years, decade to recreate. Sell soul versus good age to manipulate. Another to hang to KILL. Steal, troll. Summer cycle. Hashtag court. They thought racism. We didn't mind because we knew the truth. They were confused, but we'll do this because we know our kids won't endure this because me magically come back, but they don't know that. Sneak attack. Daddy ain't raised no fool. You know, someone recently told me that to survive on the streets, they have to play dumb, but they're really smart. I could relate to what she said. That's all I'll share because her business is private.